Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our MLS series here, coming up against LA Galaxy in, I want to say, probably the third game of the season, third or fourth game of the season. Sorry for the late upload yesterday. I actually ended up editing this video. For whatever reason, my mind is thinking it was going to be Monday the following day, and it ended up being like 1 or 2 in the morning, so I wanted to just go ahead and go to bed, and ended up editing the video in the morning. We should be back to a regular uploading schedule, getting these videos out before most people in the US are even awake, and obviously at a pretty decent time for the UK viewers as well. Coming up in this game, I have realized that the game is very confused about the fact that I have Miazga. They keep saying that he has a player debut. You guys will see it in this episode. Every game that he plays in, they say it's a player debut for him. So hopefully that glitch takes care of itself. But coming up against LA Galaxy, definitely knew it was going to be a difficult game nonetheless. But we were able to grab one goal at the very end of the first half, right before halftime, just making sure that we can make sure that we continue to perform as well as we have been. And in this episode, you guys are going to see, as in the last episode, it was Martins that was scoring all the goals. Dempsey seems to be the star of this episode, so good to see them both getting into it. Obviously, Martins is the hot topic right now. He did leave the Sounders for China, along with all these other big name players that seem to be leaving their respective leagues and going to play over in China. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to be doing with Martins. As of right now, I really don't have any plans in selling him, but it's not necessarily me saying that I want to keep him either. If a deal comes in for him and I see the deal fit, then I will sell him. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to sell him because, I mean, in real life, he's not in the team anymore. So if a good team comes after him, maybe somewhere in like Italy, somewhere that it's not going to really affect me too much, I'll go ahead and let him go. I was going to let him go in this window, because like I said, I did record this after the news broke. So if a deal was going to come in, then I was going to be totally fine with it. But a deal actually didn't ever come in for it. So it is what it is. As you guys see, Stevie Gerrard was able to grab a goal back for them, making it 2-1. So wasn't able to keep the clean sheet in this game, which was a little disappointing. But the team was playing really well nonetheless, and it still feels really good playing with this team. And I'm enjoying this series a lot. This is probably one of my favorite series running right now. Obviously, my A-Bar career mode is probably my favorite just because it's going to be my longest running one. It's the one that I've connected to the most. It's a team that I love to watch and love to play with, and I love their story. But Seattle's definitely up there. I love this team. I love the players on this team. It's a very entertaining team to watch, and they're a fun team to play with in FIFA. If you guys ever have the chance to do an MLS career mode, I would definitely say try using the Sounders if you guys don't have a specific team that you really follow. But this game is going to come to a close in a 2-1 win for us. Good game all the way around. Like I said, team's been playing really well. The signings that we've made have been playing well. This, I believe, is actually Mir's last game, and you guys are going to see who I end up picking up. You guys, I can't remember if I put it in the last episode or not, but I actually put in a deal for Turner, the left back out of Orlando. I believe I did put it in the last episode, but that deal is going to go through after this game, so we're going to go ahead and throw him straight into the squad. And then we're also going after, I forget how to pronounce his name, Liche, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's the American right back that plays for Nottingham Forest. So also going to be bringing him in, so it should be exciting to have both of them as my right back options, which definitely means that sadly our current right back is going to be falling out of form, or falling out of the team. Mears will not be playing, so we're going to be definitely looking at selling him in the next window as well. I don't believe we sell him in this window, but I started looking around trying to see, what other money do I have to sell players. Obviously I have these scouts out, so I'm just looking at Russia, I was honestly thinking, who could I switch Martins out for? Didn't really see anything. I mean, I could have tried Hulk, but it would have been much more expensive to try to get him in. A little bit of training here. Doyle's coming up pretty quick. I think here, probably around mid-season, he should hopefully be getting into the starting lineup. Obviously, I mean, we're playing in the MLS, so it's we could play Doyle. There's teams that I feel comfortable enough going against that I think I could play him. But as you see here, the deal for Eric goes through, and we are able to sign him up onto a contract. So I think we had to give him like another 500 after this to make him come to the club, because he said it was a step down from the position he's in now, which is understandable. We are in the league below them, so I understood. So we just gave him another 500 and ended up taking it. So the deal went through there. Like I said, we are going to be bringing in Turner for his first game this episode with a couple other changes. This is just a Capital One Cup game, so I wasn't too worried about playing the best team possible. So Turner, 61 rated, coming into the squad, getting his first start. Ended up playing a backup player in almost every position, basically, just trying to make sure the team was still decently strong and was going to allow me to play the way I wanted, and players that I knew that I could play with. So bringing Evans into the squad, putting Alonso at center defensive mid, wasn't really ideal. I wanted to let him rest as well with the rest of my midfielders. Obviously, this is actually, I think, the first game that we're not going to be playing with Martins or Clint Dempsey. They're both going to be on the bench if we do need them. Gat obviously going to be playing out on the right over Julian Green. Julian Green again on the bench, available for us if we need him, but definitely wanted to try to start the game with as many young players as possible. Disappointed Morris. Morris is injured right now because it doesn't allow me to play with him in this game, which I would have loved to get him experience. But as you see here, Miazga ends up having his debut again for, like I said, I don't even know how many times it's been at this point, but hopefully that glitch, like I said, does end pretty soon, because it has been a little annoying to see constantly. Coming into this game against Dallas, though, I have noticed all these cup games I've just been playing against MLS teams anyways. I actually haven't had to play against any other teams in England yet, so definitely hoping that we can get some experience against hopefully the bigger name Premier League clubs would be ideal. If we could stay in the cup, obviously it'll give us a great opportunity, and as I say that, we end up getting scored on in the 45th minute, so disappointing to concede here. Definitely wanted to stay in the cup. The Capital One Cup is obviously not the biggest thing in the world to win. You don't get the most money from it. You get more money from the FA Cup, so that's definitely going to be more of a focus for us than anything. Obviously, we also have the Capital One Cup, the J-Paint Trophy, because we are in League One, if you guys don't remember, and FA Cup coming up at the start of the second half of the season. Since we're in League One, it may start near the end of the first half of the season. But then we also, of course, have the league, and if we end up winning one of those tournaments the next year, we could be in the Europa League, adding even more stuff to it. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to win trophies this season, and we definitely want to take advantage of all of those opportunities. So coming into the second half, not much was really going on. So here in the 67th minute, we are able to just kind of work our way around, just trying to find what was going to be comfortable for us. And out of that corner, nothing was really happening, but we managed to grab the ball back and just give a little bit more of a challenge here. Gat still in the game, ends up running down the sideline, cutting into the box, and just got ran over. I mean, completely trucked in the box. Whenever it happened, I was actually amazed that the player stayed in the game and didn't even get a card, but it is what it is. We have Ivanchits stepping up to the spot and going ahead and scoring for us, bringing it level, and that is how the 90 minutes is going to end, I believe. And at this point, I have replaced all my front three players. We brought in Martins, Dempsey, and Julian Green for extra time because I knew it was going to be coming. We had one more opportunity here, but I put it on the wrong foot of Martins, and the defender was able to pull the ball away from me. So coming into the extra time, like I said, bringing my starting front three in, I definitely knew that it was possible for us to grab at least one goal and make it pretty comfortable. I had zero aspirations in going into penalties against this team, because penalties can be extremely fluky. So I wanted to make sure that we got the opportunity we could to just go ahead and win the game in, not regulation, but in the game of, or the run of play, not necessarily because of penalties. So if you guys did see there, I actually ended up getting a red card earlier in this game, and I meant to put it in the gameplay, but I don't think I did. So we were actually playing 10 men down, but in the 95th minute, Dempsey was just able to outrun all the defenders on a counterattack, and we managed to grab a goal. And then again in the 102nd minute, just running in with Martins. I had actually put Martins over on the right and Julian Green on the left because I wanted to take advantage of Martins' pace on the right. So it ended up working out for us. Martins wasn't able to grab the goal, but Julian Green was in the right position to head the ball home and give us a 3-1 lead. And that is how this game is going to come to an end. Managed to grab 2 goals in extra time. Really excited about that. We are going to continue our run in the Capital One Cup, and hopefully in either the next round or the round after that, we should be getting into some games against some hopefully Premier League teams or even just some championship level teams, just to kind of test the waters and see how strong of a team we actually have. Obviously, in my opinion, this team could play in the Premier League. I don't think there's any doubt in that. I think they're just like a couple players away from being a solid mid-table team for the Premier League. By the time we obviously get to the Premier League, we should have a good amount of money to strengthen the squad, and obviously through potential and everything, we should have a team to challenge pretty well in the Premier League altogether. So back into the Football League 1, we are coming up against Colorado Rapids, which we are going to be playing them again in the J-Paint Trophy at the start of the next episode. So definitely want to make sure that we grab a good result here. But in the 23rd minute, we actually end up conceding a goal and putting us in a kind of a bad spot because Rapids actually managed to stay on top of us for the majority of the game. And you guys see here at the end of the first half, this is kind of really one of the only opportunities that I had with the team, but Martins managed to get himself into pretty good positioning, body feints into the box and just smashes it as hard as he can, but the keeper comes up with a big save. And I mean, this keeper was playing incredible. Honestly, kind of wanted to go after him at deadline day to try to get another goalkeeper in, because I mean, this guy was saving everything. We had a couple shots off target, but all around the team didn't play bad. I mean, I think we kind of split on possession throughout the game, but we were dominating in terms of chances and everything like that. And you guys are definitely going to see it in the second half when the stats end up coming up at the end of the game. But we were shooting all over them, and it felt like we were playing really well. But that keeper was just playing that little bit better than us. The rest of the team, for the rest of the Rapids team, was not playing well at all. But here in the 85th minute, we have an opportunity to score another goal, and it just doesn't work out for us. Bad luck all the way around. There was just no opportunity. There were a lot of opportunities, but nothing actually came to fruition, and the game was still 1-0 going into the last minutes of the game. So disappointing all the way around in this game. Even if I would have had a draw, it would have been disappointing. We do end up losing this game, so it is what it is. You can't take too much fault in this. I mean, it was kind of fluky, the goal that they had, and then we just weren't able to take the chances that we needed to win this game. But actually ended up hurting a player there kind of on purpose, because I was frustrated at this point. I was just sliding into everything, and actually ended up taking out a player. So they picked up an injury, which will sadly end up helping us in the next episode for that J-Paint Trophy game. So obviously the J-Paint Trophy is going to be a really easy, I don't want to say too easy, but pretty easy trophy for us to pick up this season. So we're definitely going to be playing, I don't want to say a full strength team, but a pretty strong team to make sure that we do go ahead and win that as easily as possible. So despite the loss here, this was a good episode. Obviously winning against Galaxy, and then going up in winning in the Capital One Cup against Dallas. We're doing well. Kind of wish we would have had 3 points here, but it is what it is. We're still pretty high in the league. As you see, 10 shots, 6 on target, 45% possession, but I mean, they had 2 shots, 1 on target and 1 goal. So really disappointing to lose that game, but it is what it is. We're going to move forward. We're still playing well. If not top of the league, then close enough to the top of the league. So that is going to be the end of this episode. If you did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.